What's up, sports bettors? Matt here with OddsJam. Going to be giving you a betting preview for Sunday Night Football this week. Betting preview for the Chiefs versus the Bucks game. Believe the Bucks are the home team in this one, but the Chiefs are the favorite. Both of these teams sit at 2-1 after losing their first game this past week in Week 3. The Chiefs have to be kicking themselves for that loss, losing to the Colts in a game they really shouldn't have lost. They had a dropped touchdown. They had a muffed punt. They had that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Chris Jones, which literally lost the game for them. And really, they had no business losing to that Colts team. The Chiefs' offense just looked a little bit out of sync, a little bit clunky, but they still should have won. The Bucks side of it, I do think they have some legitimate concerns, more so than the Chiefs, especially the Bucks offense. They're like the 27th ranked offense in terms of DVOA so far this year through 3 games. And the eye test matches that exactly. Their offense is dreadful. They scored 19 points in Week 1 against the Cowboys. In Week 2, they only scored 13 offensive points because they had a pick 6, which led obviously to 7 points. And then last week against the Packers, they scored 12 points, 6 of which came at like the very, very, very end of the game. And I get the argument that last week specifically, Tom Brady didn't have like any of his weapons. Mike Evans was out. Julio Jones was out. Chris Godwin was out. But we saw all of these players healthy in Week 1 against the Cowboys. Bucks offense still struggled. To me, the biggest concern is obviously among their offensive line. Horrible, horrible news just with all of their injuries happening along the offensive line. And the Chiefs defense, better than I think people think, including myself. They are ranked 9th in the NFL according to DVOA on defense. So I'm not confident that the Buccaneers will be able to do much on offense. What I will say, the Bucs defense is amazing. Absolutely incredible defense. Number 1 in DVOA, and number 1 for a reason. They're just a really good defense. They're well coached. They have talent at all 3 levels of the defense. So if there's any chance that the Bucs have in this game, it's because of their defense. And the odds makers are projecting this to be a pretty close game, right? The best odds you can get on the Buccaneers money line at plus 115, and this one would be on PointsBet. The best odds that books are giving you are on minus 124 on Pinnacle. On an onshore book would be WinBet minus 125. No value I'm seeing on either of these teams on their money line. What's more interesting, of course, is if you look at the spreads. Now, one thing that's cool, the page that I'm looking at is completely free to use. You just go to oddsjam.com, you go to sports, you go to NFL, or you can search, you can just type in Chiefs, and you can search for the game up here, Chiefs versus Bucks. And all this stuff is completely free. So the markets you see up here, all the main markets, if you want to look at the alternate lines, we see that the Chiefs are about 2 to 2.5 point favorites, depending on where you look. Some books have them at 1.5, but the value play here is on the Bucks at plus 2.5 at minus 107 on PointsBet. The OddsJam line prices that at minus 116, and the other sharp books, BetOnline and Bookmaker, price this at Chiefs minus 2, Bucks plus 2. So getting that extra half point does get you some value, especially at minus 107 on PointsBet. Now, for me, handicapping this game, I personally like the Chiefs. I worry about the Bucks offense, and I worry about this game being close. I worry about the game being close, but the Bucks offense not being able to do anything, and the Chiefs eventually pulling away late. But strictly from a math perspective, the Bucks are the play here, minus 107 on PointsBet. Looking at the total, the third of the main lines total, pretty low when you think about a Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes game, 45.5, 45 on some books. The really only value I see is if you want to get the 45.5, again, minus 107 on PointsBet, but not nearly the same value as getting the Bucks plus 2.5 on PointsBet. So for me, I would probably sit out a play on the total. What I like to do when I'm thinking about locking in bets is just to go to the positive expected value page. Using the positive EV page provides betting opportunities where you know you are getting an edge. So instead of line shopping, which I do think is really fun, and line shopping is important and is great to find value, positive EV page will show you every play that does have positive expected value associated with it. So one thing that I like to do is just control F the game that I'm looking for, Chiefs. And I found a play on the Chiefs down here, but I guess I should say I found a play on the Bucks in the Chiefs versus Bucks game. First half spread plus 1.5 in favor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. OddsJam line prices this at about minus 112.12. So not a huge value, right? Only like 0.05% EV, but that still is a positive expected value play. And I actually do like it for football reasons. The Chiefs offense, like I said, they had a rough game against the Colts last week. Now they're going against the best defense in the NFL. I could just see this being like a 3-3, 6-6, 7-7 game at halftime with the Bucks covering this. So math favoring the Bucks. My handicapping favors the Chiefs, but I will always go with the math. That is the easiest way to be profitable in the long run. It's just bet mathematically profitable. So I'm going to put a half of a unit on the Bucks first half spread plus 1.5 as my official play for this game. So let me just add this one to my bet tracker, and we are good to go. So this bet is going to be the only one that I will lock in for this game. First half spread, Bucks plus 1.5. It was a positive EV play found on OddsJam, minus 110 on Caesars. And just look across the board where the other books price it. Betfred, minus 115. DraftKings, BetRivers, minus 135, minus 134. Two of the sharpest books in the world, BetOnline and OddsJam, or /Pinnacle, minus 115, minus 121. All of the books are telling you that the more likely scenario is that the Bucks cover this 1.5 first half spread, except for Caesars, which is giving you that at even money each way. So pretty valuable bet getting this on Caesars. I really like it. So obviously I hit this one for half a unit, and that's it. Official play, official betting preview for Sunday night football. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you like in this game. If you agree with my head of the the Chiefs, or if you are riding with the math of the Bucks. Personally, always ride with the math, even if it's above your own handicapping, because the math almost always wins out. But that's going to be it. So like I said, comment with any of your feedback. Other than that, thanks for watching and enjoy the game.